There we go. Hey, Travis. Paul Cundiff here. And we've talked on the phone a number of times. I didn't get to meet you the days you came up with your boat. Sorry about that. But anyhow, we left you in capable hands. So, first thing we noticed is your tank is quite old. We don't recommend running a rebuild engine on old fuel and old tank. There's too many things that can go wrong. You can perhaps starve a cylinder or two. These carburetors all operate on. They all take care of two cylinders, and if one of them was to plug up and lean out, then it would reduce your performance. But you could be running too lean, which will damage your engine on any one of these two cylinders. Your gasoline is definitely way beyond varnished based on the smell and the appearance. And we think that you basically got some syrup in your tank as well. So the syrup being what forms when you have a lot of evaporation of what was once good fuel. So when you need a new tank, you need a new filter, and then we've tried to do a compression test, but this thing wasn't spinning very fast. We're actually not sure that you have any compression at all at this point. We did torque the head. Any rebuilt engine, you typically have the fasteners, after you've heated it up a few times, the fasteners are loose. As the gasket continues to compress, you have to go through and do the torquing in a proper sequence. This is a sequence chart right here. It has to be retorqued probably 5, 6, maybe 7 times before none of the fasteners move. In this case, all but 2 of the fasteners moved. Usually that'll create usually what happens is you end up with water in the oil, or your head gasket is breached. Now, we don't know that your head gasket's breached, whether it's breached or not, whether that's the only problem you got or not. It's too early to tell. But what I wanted to do is go ahead and give you, like I say, an overview of what we think about your boat, what we think we need to do to it to maximize its value and to maximize your enjoyment. The other observation that my son made is that actually I made it too, separately. Let's see if I can step down from here. We got a bum leg, so anyway, made it. So one of the things that you'll notice is these tiny scratches that seem to be going all different directions. That's called crazing. And those are actually microscopic cracks that'll let water under your varnish. And of course, the next step after that happens is the varnish starts to release. So we recommend, at the very least, doing maintenance coats. The other thing that you'll notice, let's see, you can even see those scratches really well in that light. You don't even need a flashlight to see it. The other thing that you'll notice is that especially back here, well, in the ceiling boards as well, the varnish, instead of being slick and smooth on the surface, it has shrunk up, and that happens naturally as the solvents evaporate from the varnish. This varnish is kind of like concrete, They say in the Hoover Dam there's still concrete that's curing, and varnish will cure like concrete, cures like 99% of the way in 24 hours, and then the other 1% takes years. Not as many years as concrete to cure, but anyway, as it cures, as the solvents leave it, the surface takes on the shape of the wood below it. In other words, you see the wood grain because the you see this wood grain because the varnish is shrinking up, and that's the first stage of your varnish needing some refreshing, and then when you get to the stage where you're seeing the crazing, the only absolutely positive method of not having any more crazing and not having the varnish release on you is to do a strip and refinish. But where the varnish seems to be in very good shape, other than the fact that it's shrinking up, and that in itself means it's time for maintenance coats, and then the crazing also means it's time for maintenance coats. This back here is your rear planks are soaking up. They're pushing out some caulk that was placed between them. It might even be what they call bedding compound. It might be what it is. But anyway, that's what's pushing out there. Maintenance coats will take care of that and make that pretty much a smooth surface back here. Right here, you'll notice a little staining. We'll probably find that somewhere along the line, your vent system has been compromised. It doesn't have the loop that it should have in it. That would allow, if gasoline gets pushed up on the loop, then it's supposed to drain back down into the tank, not drain out on your boat. When we transport, we put a regular old bass boat plug in here, and that holds the gasoline inside while you're transporting, and keeps it off your varnish and keeps it from ruining your varnish. Your varnish isn't ruined yet. I think but that tells me it's not going to be long. And if it keeps up, if you keep that up when you transport, you have more fuel leak out on that varnish will go bad right here. Okay. Another thing is that your stainless steel is pretty badly oxidized. See if I can show you one that we buffed here after a while. But that's pretty well oxidized, and we can make that shine better than new in about 3 days worth of work on our buffer. So we can shine up your metals if you'd like us to do that. And I'll put that in the estimate. Actually, I think my son's already put that in the estimate. So we'll do that. Trailer looks pretty decent. I think he told me that the bottom is conventional. It requires soak up. I'm 69 years old. It's kind of hard to get back up nowadays, so I'm not going to get down there. Oh yeah, there you go. There we go. Yeah, but the bottom looks to be in good shape, at least with the section I can see of it. Although, like I said, I understand it needs soak up. You can kind of see the grain of the wood here where the varnish had shrunk into the shape of the wood, and shows the grain as a texture. And yeah, pretty well. And so that's your first indication that it's time for maintenance coats. Looks like maintenance coats on the deck. I don't see that problem on the sides yet, but I haven't looked real hard yet. I see the shrinking. You see the shrinking up that's going on. That's actually that's a really good picture of actually the wood grain. The surface of the varnish has shrunk into the wood grain, but I don't see crazing. So that's typical. We're doing a boat right now where we're doing the decks, strip and refinish on the decks. We're leaving the sides alone, just doing maintenance coats on the sides. So, but again, at the very least, you need to do maintenance coats. You might want to consider doing a strip and refinish on the decks because you have the crazing, but we'll see if we can't make this go for a few more years before it gets damaged. Taylor noticed also that your loading guides are quite wide Actually, if this boat was to get to one side, your prop would be into the frame of your trailer. So we should do something about making the probably make your loading guides go straight up. Maybe even make your loading guides come inside a little bit in order to better center your boat and not have any damage to the prop back here. Okay. All those things are going to be on a on an estimate, and of course keep in mind you can select what you do and don't want to do on the estimate. We're going to make some recommendations, and you can do it all, or you can do none of it, or you can do just certain things that are your main issues. Take care of those. I would also do a wider bow stop. Ours are quite wide, like that one. We built that one out of aluminum for that trailer. There's another bow stop, quite wide. We put a top link on them. That's a 3-point hitch top link. That's right there. And so the height and angle of your bow stop can be adjusted. When you load, typically, you probably know from this one, when you load, this doesn't stay nestled in here. There's going to be some distance back here. If there's a lot of distance, you're tempted, and probably have done it, where you get going about 4 or 5 miles an hour and slam the brakes on and your boat slides right up. And that looks like that might have happened already. And so we have the ability to tilt this whole unit back and forth. And by doing so, you can leave a little space if that's your preference, or you can bring your bow stop right up to your boat after you've loaded. So let us know if you want to do the arms. We can. I don't think the arms are on the. I don't think the arms are on the list, but we can do just that if you'd like. And I guess that's it. Other than that, it's a great little boat. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun with it here again soon. Thank you.